Marcy, we are ready. We're live. Yeah.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order special Board of Education special meeting Thursday, May 25th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Roll call.
Chairman Papaholzer, Vice Chair Anafrio,
Here.
Secretary Sienna, here. Janet Balsamo, here. Zachary Canada,
Here.
Kim Dawson,
Here.
and Victoria Lanza.
Here. Salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we move on to visitors, I'd like to observe a moment of silence. We lost a student this past week tragically, and if we could have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Just one more thing before we move on to visitors. We've had some things happen in the last month, and I think Beth would like to speak about something.
Okay, so in unison, we decided to celebrate Luke, your son. Everybody probably knows that he made the team, and you're very proud, which we are also. I don't necessarily follow sports, so
That's okay.
This is big for Beth.
this is big for me.
Okay.
But I don't want to slight. Zach was in the Army. I was an Army wife, and you have another son,
Marine.
Jack, who has become a Marine, and we know what the commitment is to be in the service. So I got you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It
Thank you.
says proud parent of a Marine.
There you go. Thank you very much. It means the world to me, trust me. So, thank you.
It's a good thing he did, to join the Marines and serve his
It's been
country.
an unbelievable decision for him.
Yes, very
So,
proud.
yeah, thank you.
Tell
All
him.
really appreciate it. So.
Okay. Well then, do we have any visitors' comments? We actually have a couple visitors this month. Okay. Then we'll move on to student reps. Hi, guys.
Hello.
It's almost the end.
Yeah, just a couple more weeks left and then. Wow. All right, well, to begin with, on May 3rd, grade 11 students participated in the next NGSS test, or the Next Generation Science Standards, testing as mandated by the science chair, Mr. Ryan Dombrowski, and he organized the testing day, format, and schedule. So the initial scoring data indicates a positive direction, so data is typically finalized during the summer. So remember, like, we've been taking the NGSS only recently, because we used to take the science CMTs. So only CMTs left before the SBAC. So I remember taking that last year, and it was, I felt pretty well prepared, because in our science class we had chemistry, so Dr. Berry would towards the end of the year, we would just review everything we learned science-wise, all different disciplines, instead of just chemistry, so we were prepared for the exam, and that felt pretty helpful.
That's good to hear.
And so 3 members of the MBHS English department, Jill Feltis, Amy Papantonio, and Chelsea Dodds, presented at the annual UConn Teaching and Learning with iPads, Chromebooks, and Cloud-Based Computing Conference held on May 10th. And I was actually talking to Ms. Dodds about that, and she said she actually showed some of our class projects when we had our first semester about people who used Anchor FM to make podcasts for the UConn class we took. She used yours, Cecilia. So yeah, so she. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, so she was showing off some student work and how the program works and how other teachers can use these programs like iPads, Chromebooks, and stuff, and other online resources to help prepare everyone for a now more online world and new online mediums of communication like podcasts instead of typical academic writing. And the MBHS Spring Concert was held on May 10th after we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Students competed during the trip, and several musical groups were provided awards based on performances and scores from their accomplished judges. And so the MBHS Chamber Choir won first of all choirs of the day that day. They had I think an almost perfect score. Out of 100, 200, they had a 99 or something like that. Wow. So really, it's really hard to do that. And there's 2 adjudicators who are professors of music at different colleges. And they would give feedback, they record the performance as they're doing it. And so that way, next year and for the rest of the year, you can continue to use their feedback to improve the musical ensemble. So it's a cool experience.
You did awesome.
I have some things to report on kind of besides academics at North Branford. It's been a busy spring season. So, seniors Elias Stefanos, Nate Higgins, Ava Candelora, and Nina Annunziato were recognized during May at the North Branford Rotary's Students of the Month. Academic departments at the school nominate students as a part of the program sponsored by the Rotary. Students and their families are invited to the Rotary to attend a dinner meeting, which is held at Nada's, as a part of the recognition and to have an opportunity to discuss the post-high school plans. Anything to add?
It was fun. It was very nice of them to nominate us and to win that. It was very special.
Okay. And then some activities going on within the school day. The annual NVHS Environmental Fair took place on May 17th, and it was organized by Mrs. Palomini and Ms. Thurston. School-based clubs and other local organizations sponsored informational display tables in our new CAF. Prior to the day, teachers were provided with an opportunity to sign up their classes during designated times in order to ensure that the event was manageable and productive. And then also, Spirit Week took place during that week from May 15th up until Wellness Day, which was held on May 19th. Wellness Day included a wellness fair held during flex and lunch, and a wellness festival, which was held during last block of the day. Students visited informational display tables during flex and lunch held in the auditorium, and then they had the opportunity to participate in various activities during the last block, which included pickleball, cornhole, bocce, kickball, basketball, outdoor art activities, an open mic, and board games. Assistant Principal Mrs. Lee developed the overall plan, and with assistance from Mrs. LaCroix and the department chairs from various disciplines. And spring sports have continued with many teams and programs targeting the Shoreline Conference, which is taking place currently, and CIC postseason tournaments. The spring sports season has been very successful for many teams. And just some active updates. The boys lacrosse team just lost 4-7, and now the girls are warming up to go on at 7:30. And then baseball, boys baseball scheduled for tomorrow. Softball won just now their 7th Shoreline Conference in a row. And I think that's it.
Oh, there's also some tennis teams. Our girls' tennis team went to
Yes.
Shorelines, and so did some people from the track team. So,
And one of them came in first place in his event.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's been busy.
yeah.
We had 2 golfers make all conference.
Golfers.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like a record spring. I can't remember 4 teams in finals, boys and girls lacrosse and softball and baseball, all in the championship in the spring since I've been. I don't know if you would
I don't
recall that ever happening.
Wow.
So
Wow.
great.
And baseball's the night of the prom.
I know.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're,
Yeah.
we're playing early.
Yeah, 4 o'clock, so hopefully they can go late.
Yeah.
They're going to play in their tuxedo.
Classic.
Any questions for our board reps? We have a very small token of our appreciation to the 2 of you. You did an amazing job. We've
you.
had reps for years, and the 2 of you have always been prepared, professional, on time, and really brought a lot of wealth of information to the board. It's important. So thank you. We wish you nothing but the best next year. It's not over. We still have a couple of weeks left.
Good luck.
You
Good luck,
represent
guys.
us
Thank you.
Thank
really
you.
well.
Where are you both going next year?
I'm going to UConn to study history and political science.
I'm going to Quinnipiac in nursing.
Congratulations to both of you.
Guaranteed a
Thank
job.
you. Right?
Thank you.
Quinnipiac partnered with
Yes.
Harvard Healthcare, so you're guaranteed a job.
Yes,
Really?
That's terrific.
Nice.
yes, good plans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very, very much.
Thank you.
How's the new school going?
Oh, it's nice.
Love it.
I keep getting lost though, because every time I go up to video production, I'm about to turn out the door that leads to the old school to go back to the regular. Oh, I don't look around again.
Muscle memory.
But yeah, right, it's, you know, even if I think about it, I still go back up there. I'm like, oh.
Have you what way through the calf?
Well, just being to use all of the space we have now for like, because I'm the class president, so I've had a lot of meetings recently, and just being able to use all the conference rooms, and then the CAF, like just having our study hall in there to collaborate with a lot of other students, because the classes are kind of paired up the same, so I have a lot of students in my other classes in my study halls. So it's been really nice, and just the indoor-outdoor space has been awesome. I think a lot of students enjoy that.
Do you notice in the CAF with more opportunities like food selections and things like that with the sandwich bar, we're really making an effort. And I had lunch here the other day just to test And it was really good.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have been staying, seniors that get to leave at 11:40 have been staying into the second and third flexes to be able to eat at the caf. And there's even like the grab and go part in the fridge, so it's been really helpful for a lot of students.
Good. All right, thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move on to the consent agenda. Everybody had a chance to look it over, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda of the May 25th, 2023 Board of Education special meeting.
Second. Any discussion?
It just, oh wait, no, it goes into the second page, right?
Yeah.
So the promotions on their side, they're not leaving a vacancy behind, correct? It's a or the advancement of what's going forward. Is there a vacancy behind?
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
Okay.
So we filled spots with these 4 positions. We had a retirement and a resignation on the first page, Patty Palma for 38 years of service, and then a math teacher at the high school.
And that's the only question I have.
So the appointments are new hires? is
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Vice Chair Anafrio?
Yes.
Secretary Sienna?
I believe I have to abstain because it has the approval of the previous minutes and I wasn't here.
Gianna Balsamo?
Yes.
Zachary Canada?
Yes.
Kim Dawson?
Yes.
Victoria Lanza?
I have to abstain as well. Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. It's that time of year again, and it's such an honor this year to recognize our valedictorian, Alex Shadman, salutatorian, who we know, Grant Bogardus, in our class essayist, Anushka Patel. The biographies are listed below. I'm obviously not going to read them word for word. I encourage you to look at the involvement that all 3 and what their goals are, where they're going to school. We had said before to have, 2 be accepted into the Ivies and be attending is phenomenal for a school of our size. And I don't want to overshadow the 100+ students that, where our kids are going from the senior class are spectacular. They are going away from Connecticut. They are staying in Connecticut. They are accessing our state school system through UConn because of many reasons and the right reasons, with cost and the level of education they're getting at our state schools. Our students who are going into the workforce or into the military, they really did a phenomenal job coming out of COVID, having 2 years to get some traction and do wonderful things. So this is a real honor and a great class. Mr. Stuffer, I don't want to.
Mr. Dutour finished up the post-high school plans report today, so you're receiving that in the next board meeting, and the number of kids and percentage of kids applying to the most competitive schools is up from last year, and the acceptance rate is up. So
Wow, that's
there's some
terrific.
data behind what
So-
was just shared. It's really phenomenal.
Great news.
Congratulations, Janet.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Okay, our board briefs are listed. I'm obviously not going to go through them. The administrators have been extremely busy as they tie up loose ends at the end of the school year, between the field trips and AP testing, state standardized testing, sports activities, honor societies, music concerts, choral and band concerts. They've been out straight. So they've been an amazing group and have really stepped up this spring. So I want to recognize and thank them, and you can spend some time looking through what they've been doing. Speaking of accomplishments, Mr. Steffler received the letter from NEASC awarding us continued accreditation with many commendations for things that were in place and what they've been doing since the last visit. Dr. Welch has already started working with Mr. Steffler on recommendations and things that are in place that will go into our next report. So we never stopped. We hit the ground running. We continued through, and it's nice to get that behind us and be able to work on some of the things that they targeted and we both targeted. I don't think there's anything for curriculum this evening. If there's any questions with anything, Our testing is concluded, Dr. Welch?
Yes.
So we're,
Makeups.
but we're, in attendance was great in all the buildings, so. I'm going to turn over the finance report to Ms. Vaughn.
Finance report is a little smaller than last time. We actually slowed down just for the month of the end of May into June on the payroll implementation, only because central office is so busy with tying up the remaining payrolls, and as you know, with the teachers' last pay, we have 5 payrolls to do on the last day of school that they're here, and then we have to turn it around really quickly for the last 2 in June for the other staff members, and get ready for the new fiscal year in July. So, but we did have a training on the accounts receivable module, which is actually on the financial side. That was, it will be good to get that up and running, because we'll actually be able to have a real accounts receivable in our system rather than using an Excel spreadsheet to invoice our retirees for their health insurance or for building rentals. So it's another big step in the right direction. As far as the financial report itself, we currently have about $339,000 remaining in Fund 25 at this point. And we are still working on the general fund. As you know, the accuracy of the projected balance really depends on the accuracy of the open purchase orders in the system. So I am anticipating enough money where we are able to buy some copy paper and things to helpfully, refill our supplies that have been diminished throughout the year, and maybe get a little head start on next year. Our health insurance is actually due on or before July 1st. So we are going to pay the July health insurance in June as well, which will help. With our 5 eligible teachers retiring, they will receive a accrued sick time severance pay. So you will see that is encompassed on this report. It's estimated to be about $146,000. So if you look on the line that says 229 severance, you'll see in the second column there the $146,000 amount. That's what that is. It's really just a set aside until we get all of the tax information and everything for the teachers that are retiring, and then we'll pay that out as we get the okay from them. And just a reminder, as I mentioned last time, the minimum wage will increase to $15 an hour on June 1st, so that's another switch that we have to make for some of our employees. And other than that, we're moving along. We have open enrollment right now for our health insurance going on. So it's a very busy time in Central Office.
Yeah.
Do you have a dollar amount, like how much is in open orders that you think will, before the end of the year? Do you have that? Is that on this thing?
Yeah, so right now in open purchase orders right now, there's 2,087,000. The number all the way over to the right past the thick gray line there is 4.5 million, and the majority of that is salary. And the reason why it's in the anticipated is because our payroll is still in the old system, and it is not encumbered in the Munis system. So I'm keeping a spreadsheet, and then I have to kind of blend the two numbers.
All right, that's good.
So
I just don't remember seeing 2 columns, forgive me.
yeah, it's we've been doing this because, so I can give you all the information.
Yeah, 2 reports combined in one.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any questions for? Okay. As you know, we've been examining food service alternatives. We will be going into executive session to discuss contracts that were presented to us and have a conversation with the board, and we'll do that a little later in the meeting. The retiree reception will be held at our last board meeting. We'll have, I believe, six retirees present that evening, so it's a nice chance prior to the meeting to, have the administrators say a few words and have light snacks and kind of enjoy our last time with them before their retirement. The town manager, there are no pending requests at this time. I do want to say that we did work as Mr. Norfield started with Moment of Silence with the town, with any support services through youth and family, the ability to work together, and our mental health staff did an amazing job with Miss Alberti leading the charge, and it was a very emotional couple of days, is probably an understatement, but just their willingness, readiness, and ability to comfort students that were in need, staff that was in need. I want to recognize and thank everyone on my behalf and on behalf of the board. So we greatly appreciate it. Renovation project, the old building is coming down. It's probably halfway down right now, so that will continue. The building is holding up really well right now. There's a few kinks that they're working out each day, and then they'll jot notes down. We obviously call Mr. Florio, and he runs over and works with their contact skill bank, so that's been wonderful. The food pantry, I want to thank Vicki for spearheading and encouraging all of our schools to participate in the end of the year fundraiser and donation drive for the pantry, and it's gone very well. And there's a list of the year-end food drives at each school with what they'll be bringing below and when they will be ending. So again, it's a nice way for families in need over the summer to restock the shelves at the pantry and help our community. So great job, administration as well. And that's it for my report.
Alrighty, we move on to committee reports. Negotiations, I guess we need to talk about that.
Well, just that we've been really busy. We have 4 groups that we're working with, and our 4 members have volunteered their time, and we're underway, and we'll continue over the next several weeks to put closure and offer our new contracts over a 3-year period. So thank you for giving your time to do it. It's important, and I think the board members learn a great deal when we get into conversations with the bargaining units and really the nuts and bolts of what they do and how the whole process works. So thank you.
Okay, budget and operations, no meeting. Curriculum instruction, no meeting. Pension, report from the subcommittee meeting. Did you go to that?
No, so that's actually a topic of discussion, but I'd like to, Beth, were you able to attend? No, so that's kind of like an ongoing issue. I think we addressed it a few months ago. I thought we're supposed to do something to find a different person other than myself to cover that. But,
Too hard for you, okay.
well, it's not too hard, it's just hard to get to.
So that's what I mean, that's what I mean. It's too hard to fit in the schedule.
I mean, last time they try to do it early, and I like that, right? Because you want to get it in and out of there, but at the same time, it's like, it's 4:45, 5 o'clock kind of thing, so it's like, it's impossible to get there. And it's once a quarter, though, that's the bonus, right? So it's not like a massive, time commitment, but at the same time, it's kind of like.
But it is important that we have somebody because we're a voting member.
Correct.
When is it? And you have trouble with
They
it?
do it once a quarter.
Because I don't get the dates, I
think
had
it's
a
like
commitment and I couldn't make it, so,
So are you the alternate?
yes.
But if you have the dates in advance, do you want to be the permanent member? And
I
then we look
can
for
be, I went with Zach because fiduciary or something, he had to be, but, yes, if I had them in advance, I could usually make them, I was making them.
So we could make you the permanent member and then get an alternate.
Does the council have to vote on this?
I think we have to vote on it and send it to the council. Do we have anybody that wants to be an alternate? It's quarterly. It is usually like somewhere between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, but it's not normally a long meeting.
No.
I can do it if it's night. If it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock, I can do that.
Okay, then, is somebody, I'll entertain a motion to make Beth what we should call the permanent member, and Vicky the alternate. I'll make that motion.
So
I
moved.
to.
So moved, I say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second?
So,
All in favor?
Okay. There we go. Now we can send it down to
So,
town.
notes.
Okay, done.
we didn't do a motion like that before.
We had to.
I know, sorry, when it was first brought up.
I don't, maybe because nobody might have stepped up at that point.
I can't
If
remember.
we had a volunteer, if we had somebody volunteering, we would have done it.
Sure.
Do you? But, I mean, Beth, the calendar's usually put out, isn't it?
For the pension meetings?
Yeah.
I don't know when the next one is.
So we'll find that out.
Can you
Yeah.
find that out for Beth, find out the schedule for her?
Yep.
I kind of promised Anthony we'd kind of tackle this.
Yeah, done.
So it looks like we're good.
It's done.
Yep.
Okay, then Beth, you can take it as pension, policy.
You don't need to do them individually?
That's your call.
I don't know if discussion individually.
Did everybody have a chance to look over these policies and read them? Does anybody have any discussion or issues with any of them?
Well, I guess that's, no, never mind, it's fine, that was from the meeting.
Most of them are statutory.
Yeah.
Did I say one on the other?
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the policies as submitted, P1005, non-discrimination, P1120, student discipline, suspension, expulsion, policy P1170, suicide prevention intervention, P1240, immunization, P2010, employment and student teacher checks, P2210, non-discrimination of personnel, P3025, parent-teacher communications, P3205, grading and calculations of grade point averages.
Second. Why don't we do a roll call, Mary?
Vice Chair Anafrio?
Yes.
Secretary Sienna?
Yes.
Janet Balsamo?
Yes.
Zachary Canada?
Yes.
Kim Dawson?
Yes.
Victoria Alonso?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Beth. I know this takes a lot of time. We appreciate you doing it. ACES, she was unable to. You went to the meeting, but
Yeah, I went to the meeting. I'm just not, my voice right now is really hurting, so I asked if I could not give my
right, we're passing on the report. She's passing on the report. Building committee.
Just, I guess from this, we could start at the Stanley T. Williams, I guess the fascia is about a couple weeks out. I don't know if you're addressed, you got that report, I'm sure if you have, that's great, but on Monday, they said about 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out. 2 weeks.
When we see the trucks, then we know they're here.
Right,
So,
but, you know.
it's not about what's heads up.
So then, the other issue, we had that, kind of heavy rain, and I understand there was a small leak, about three tiles, maybe something.
Out here in this hallway,
Yeah.
there were 3 buckets that had maybe an inch.
Yes.
So we were,
And everything's copacetic right now.
right, it was on a seam, so.
Yeah, so that's it for this project. From the high school, they're just doing this thing over there, doing well. There was a desks, tables, I think they're still, our plan was to have all that stuff that's in the gym pulled out and disposed of another way, because they can't, obviously the gym's coming down, but they can't demo everything within the gym because it's got to be like hauled away in the proper manner. I don't know. It's a contractual thing. I think it's due to asbestos and hazardous waste material, whatever. So, other than that, I don't know if that's it.
Do you want to touch on the NBIS that went out for bid?
Oh, I don't have my, I don't think they did it next to that. Yeah, went out for bid, we got 2 back. And we're.
They had to go back.
entertaining one.
Yeah, they had to go back and get some answers for the
Yes,
low bid.
right, so we told QAM to go back and take a look at it.
Do you have the numbers?
Yes.
wants to say it.
No, it's, well.
It's high, I'm sure.
No, they had a budget of 10 million,
Yeah.
and it's below that, and even with some of the others, they think it'll come under the 10, so
It's
it'll
the
give us a
cleaning of the
good
building as well.
contingency.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
the number's not official because there's like contingencies and percentages, and we
Okay.
still had some questions.
About the alternative, yeah, the alternative.
Okay.
So it's not an official number.
And the cleaning of the
I almost
building
said something.
will be wrapped in. The power washing and pointing of brick, all of that will be included in that.
That's the
repair.
Yes, that's
Okay,
part of it.
good.
That's what you're saying, with all that included, it's still possibly under 10, under budget.
Yes, so
There
there's
was 6
some,
alternates, if I'm not mistaken. And-
yes, there were 6, but I think they only think they're doing 4.
That's right.
And still working on doing what the PVC roof instead of the metal. You're not going to see it anyway,
Right.
but they want to see what the cost savings is for that.
Okay.
So, they're still working on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Communication, no meeting, any new business?
I think this goes under new business. This is why I need this question. Is there some sort of like seminar or class that like new board members can take so that we have a little more
There is.
information?
There are classes, there's workshops that we can take through CABE where it's somewhere else and we can pay, or we can have our attorney come and do a workshop.
I'd be interested in that as well.
Yeah.
You could let me know if you want to go out to Cape, or if you want us to contract with our attorney to come in and do
I think it would be
an
nice to
entire
have them
board.
come in and do it here, because it's always a
Workshop.
good refresher for the rest of us as well. So it's always a good refresher. So if you're asking my opinion, I'd like to have them
Come here.
What does everybody else say?
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'll speak with Rebecca.
I mean, I think it's a good time. We have 3 new members and,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't hurt to learn.
Yep. And now,
Right.
Yeah, put something.
I always pick up something additional out of it.
right,
I'm sure I know.
especially now with
Yeah.
a lot of different things going on in the world that impact public
Right.
education. Okay,
Would you be able to take care of that for us?
we will book a date.
Thank you.
Let me put this out there. Are you looking June, July, August? Or are we looking upon return of the new school year?
If we could do it, I mean, I'm okay during the summer if it's, you know, as long as everybody can make it with vacations and stuff, I think it would be better to do
Quieter
it.
time for me.
Summer?
Yeah.
Right, so what I'll do is I'll put out an email to the entire board, and I'll put some chunks of dates, and then,
Okay.
so people are traveling or
Right.
having
Yeah.
fun.
Right,
Rich.
right.
2 weeks of it.
All right. So
We can give it a
send,
try, we can give it a
you can
try.
send me your schedule, so maybe we can fit them in the best.
If it doesn't work out, then we do it in the fall.
Yeah.
But when school starts, there's all this back
It's
to
always
school
gonna be-
activities and, you know, there's all kinds of stuff, and then you start off with the sports again and all that. That's why I kind of thought, no, that's a good idea, Vicki.
I still want to take the plaque off and see what's behind it. They haven't done that yet.
No, not yet. We're not quite to that point, but we're getting
I know.
close.
Coming, it's
There's
coming.
the date on the building,
The stone,
we have to go behind there. Some brave soul's gonna have to climb in there and search for it. Okay.
Okay, visitors press. Anybody have anything to say? Okay, then anything for the good of the board?
Right, Beth and I just
Well,
enjoyed an evening.
well, I enjoyed last night
Sure.
for NBIS, the choral and the band, excellent. I also enjoyed tonight with you for TVES. And I also want to say that I'd like to thank Ms. Zoll and Giamatti, because they put together a bus trip to go see Wicked. And it was just getting together people from NBIS to go. It was a fantastic show. We had a good time. I thought it was a fundraiser, but I wasn't. It would be a good fundraiser. But she hadn't done it for a couple of years because of COVID. So it was really nice that
That's great.
she took the time to put it together, and 2 busloads of people.
Wow.
Had a good time.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're getting back to pre-COVID. which is-
Yeah, so nice, isn't it?
I know the 4th graders did field trip yesterday or today and tomorrow, so they're all excited. And honestly, like I am obviously very partial to the saxophone section of the fourth graders this evening, because my own daughter was
I like
there.
the clarinets.
But
They were both stellar.
but I swear, they were honestly like really good. Like I was expecting a lot more squeaking from fourth graders, because this was their first time ever playing. And like huge kudos to Miss Rizzo Flower, is that how it goes, or opposite way? She did an incredible job with them. She must have the patience of a saint to sit there and listen to those kids all year learn an instrument, but they were very good.
One other thing, parking, very creative parking over there between the concert, the ball games,
Oh, it's
the
crazy.
tennis.
That word creative. That's all I'm gonna say.
Creative.
It was interesting tonight.
It was.
Yes.
It was. I noticed that coming around the back of the building where the parents will drop off eventually, that looks like it still is like, can't wait for that to open up because
I
people
know.
will park there or at least walk
It
from the
will
other
be
side.
such
Yeah.
a needed addition.
We'll see how creative parking gets for graduation.
That's what I was thinking. I was saying,
Is that, if you walk, you have to park near the auditorium, how do you get?
We're going to be
field?
running shuttles. Running shuttles. So if you park out by NBIS or down by the tennis courts, there'll be mini buses picking you up, running you around the back and dropping you right there.
Oh, wow, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm serious.
Good.
Well, there is a long walkway for the kids though, right?
It's, but you have to go, I mean, like, to
It's
get
a
to
long
then go all the way around.
And heels, yeah, so
right?
Well, it's like running up to 5K.
we're going to run some buses. We're going to probably access the church parking lot for the students too and keep as many cars off campus as we can. So we just have to be creative another year. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Okay, well, if there's nothing else, then you want to make a motion?
we're going to adjourn to executive session.
Make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Now read it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn to executive session as per section 1-225 of the Connecticut General Statutes as permitted by section 1-200, 6A of the Connecticut General Statutes to discuss agenda items 7E, food service alternatives, and 8A, negotiations.
Do you have a second? All in favor? Those of you who are leaving, have a great night.
Wait, are we leaving? Or are we staying?
Oh, we're staying.
So Scott, in the parking lot, I have a hat for you. My shirt came with a free hat.
My aunt has soap for you.
Soap?
And I said, why the hell do you have cowboy soap?
The heck you did. Okay, folks, we are back on to our meeting.
I would like to hear.
Okay, so yeah, I'd like to make a motion to retain our current food services that we have for the district, for the next school year.
Beth seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, Mary?
Vice Chair Anafrio?
Yes.
Secretary Sienna?
Yes.
Gianna Balsamo?
Yes.
Zachary Canada?
Yes.
Kim Dawson?
Yes.
Victoria Lanza?
Abstain.
Okay, there's no further business. The next regularly scheduled board meeting is Thursday, June 15th, 2023.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Who was it?
Jim? All in favor?
Aye.